Currently Untitled Podcast. The Currently Untitled Podcast. The Currently Untitled Podcast. The Currently Untitled Podcast.
Right, welcome back to the Currently Untitled Podcast with me, Dom, and Liam.
Yep.
And our special guest today is Tombo.
Hi Dom, hi Liam, thank you for having me on. I'm very grateful for the opportunity.
Excellent.
That's what we do here, we provide opportunities to people.
Alright, well...
Shame it's not sexual opportunities. Not from you two.
Well,
Right.
yeah,
Not that desperate.
well, we'll see. So, we recently had Alex Willis on talking about the Sheffield United, Sheff Wednesday derby.
Could you spell it?
Smelling?
Yeah.
What, Willis?
Yeah.
What, are you implying he smells?
Early joking, Bruce.
Yeah, and the game finished 0-0. So, in whatever way you want to say it, can we have some insight in what your thoughts of the match, Tom?
Well, to be honest, I get the impression if we were still playing, it would still be a goalless game. It felt like one of them.
Probably,
You
yeah.
think so?
I mean, we did have chances. I mean, it was a shame the penalty got saved. I mean, I said to my dad straight away, if this goes in and don't go in, it's a game changer completely. I mean, I've actually not seen a replay, to be honest, but from the free kick, I got the impression it was nowhere. It wasn't really near the corner. It wasn't straight at him, but it was nowhere near the corner.
Well, I feel like none of his have been particularly, like, he scored last week, but none of them were really good.
No.
But, like, each one's been low and just...
Did he take one because
halfway.
Sharp missed his last one?
I
Is
think
that
so,
why he got
yeah.
on? Yeah.
And then, like, he's just been on penalties since. I think Sharp should have taken this one regardless, to
But
be honest.
if because of the game. But if the keeper had gone the other way, I get people would have been like, "Oh, McGoldrick took a really good pen then." But the keeper went the right way and got down in time, which is why he saved it. It didn't look that near the corner to me. He didn't look like he proper went for the bottom bin.
Most frustrating bit for me were, obviously we played, well, possession-wise we battered it. We were about 68, 70%.
They were higher, I thought.
Was it? Well,
It was about
70, I think.
Yeah, around that. And they came for a draw, they got the draw. But, I mean, at times when we got to the wing positions on the byline, we were, instead of getting it into the box and like penetrating their box, we tended to pass it back and try and create through Duffy, who couldn't find like an avenue to break through. You know what I mean? It was frustrating to watch at times.
But
A
they
lot
did
of
have
the
more people behind the ball
They
than
did.
a lot of the people we play
Yeah.
against do.
A lot. Our shots, like there were few from long range when you actually think about it. You know what I mean? So, and how often do long ranges go in? You know what I mean?
Just Wednesday's out in reach.
yeah.
I just think we just didn't have
never
a-
show up, did they?
I just think we didn't have a striker to, like...
I don't think it was the
You
strike.
know.
No, I wouldn't put it all on strike. But how many times did they? You know, on the like I said,
We
on
didn't
the
get that many
byline,
good opportunities.
How many times did the wing back take on their defender? How many
Yeah.
times did that happen?
Loads.
It was either a pass back or a crap whip into the box.
It was like one of our centre backs was like it didn't.
Yeah.
There's like both our centre backs were constantly up forward. Like I was watching it on TV and the commentators were like they've never seen centre backs as ambitious to go as forward as.
I
as
think we
defensive.
could do with a winger who could just dribble past someone. You know what I mean? Just someone who could.
Brooks. Basically,
Maybe.
what Brooks was.
I mean, he was developing, weren't he? I'd give that Johnson a go at left back. You know, I think he's a bit predictable. What's his name? Is Bob Harris? Not Bob Harris. Well, Bob Harris. That were old, weren't
Bob
they?
Harris, our left back.
Who is it? Who is it now?
My favourite Bob
Cosworth.
Harris memory is when he scored at Bradford.
What we got? I can't remember.
I can't remember the score, but we scored a few. It might have been like
Uh,
3-1 or something like that. It might be the same day McNulty scored the last goal.
Is he's still on our books, isn't he?
McNulty?
He isn't. I thought he was on loan.
Not that I'm aware of,
I thought he
but
was out on loan.
he might be for all I know. But
Yeah,
I thought we got
I
shot
thought-
of him.
No, I thought he was still out on loan. But he's not done too bad actually, McNulty. I can't remember his name.
I'm blank on it. No.
Isn't it Edna?
Edna Stevens.
Yeah,
Edna Stevens. That's it.
He frustrates me how he's a good defender and
I
everything.
think he
but
played
he's-
absolutely sick during in the game. He
he's
was constantly
good.
doing the players.
But I don't think he didn't take people on. He got to the byline. He got in a few balls, but I don't think he was.
He puts tackles in. But,
Yeah, he's a good defender, but he's not.
But then
like I said,
he's not
forward.
creative.
That's what I mean.
He's not creative
And it's
chances.
frustrating.
Mm.
That's what frustrates me.
Whereas like Freeman's got the ball on the other
He
side.
can attack a bit.
Yeah, you think, oh, we've got a chance here. He's
Yeah.
creative, but with Stevens,
Yeah,
even
I'd
Bob
give-
Harris,
yeah.
I used to think he was creative.
He was alright. I'd give that Johnson a go at left, but you know that one we've got. I'd give him a go.
Is he on loan then?
I'm not sure. I thought we'd signed him, to be honest. But he's quick and skillful, so I'd give him a pop.
So, Tom, what was your best memory from growing up in school?
Well, there was a lot of good ones from school, a lot of spazzes that made me laugh. I remember a school trip full of crazy behaviour. Back when we were young, before people started boozing and stuff, when crazy behaviour was caused by idiots. We went on a school trip, I think it was in either year 10 or 11. We went to Llanberis in Wales. Dombo went. It was just a geography one.
Yeah.
First night, Dom had come in messing around.
I think I went to that one, you know.
You might have.
Geography,
Yeah, you probably did.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Me and Tom got.
I was definitely doing geography GCSE.
Danny Wetherill.
Yeah, I sat next to Danny Weatherall.
Yeah, it was only me and Tom who got told off in front of everyone. Yeah.
I got a phone call home.
Did you?
Yeah, 2 days after the school trip, I thought I got away with it. Anyway, Miss Cousins rung my mother.
Oh.
I didn't get a phone call.
Needham said to me, he went, right, Tom, me and your mum were having a long chat after this school trip.
What did you even do?
Just fretting around. I printed them posters off, didn't I, that said wanted paedophile and stuck them up as a bit of a joke. But I remember it was
on the picture for the wanted poster.
I just tapped pedo into Google Images.
Oh.
It was the same picture that me, Sam Hudson and John Atlant had used of Peter Edwards' fake account on Facebook, where we created a fake paedophile to shit people up on Facebook.
See, I won't put it past you doing that again, Tom.
No, I do it nowadays. I'm off social media now. Maybe the odd bit of Tinder in here and there, but I don't post anything. I just stalk other people.
As you do.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess I'm the same, but I'm on social media all the time. I just don't post anything.
Oh yeah, no, I'll go on it.
I'll
go on it. I just don't. Maybe if I go on holiday, I might change my profile picture to show off a bit. But I'm not a regular poster.
I just end up sharing things on Facebook that I find funny.
What, like far right pages? A few bit of Britain's first
no,
pages?
I can't even be bothered following them at all. So
I had to unfollow them.
Why?
Because I don't want them on my thing in case an employer looks at them.
What, thinks you're like a renowned racist or something?
Yeah, well, I'm not.
Yeah. Thanks for clarifying that.
We're going to need to prove that in a court of law.
Yeah, so that was a good trip. When Dom was prattling around at night, the next thing he had to sit next to Miss Needham and Miss Cousins for his breakfast the next day.
Yeah.
Then the day after it was me that got caught prattling around.
Yeah.
And with laser pens and stuff. Do you remember in that?
Who was it? I'd even.
That slate mine and people had laser pens.
Was it Oliver Heaviside?
No, he didn't go on the school trip.
I
think he paid for it. Then he bottled it.
I just think of him
probably
with a
scared
laser
of like
pen.
Max Kent or someone.
I can't even remember. Who had a laser pen?
Me, I got one took off.
Oh, was it you?
Mr. Needham had caught me with it at school before, and I told him I didn't have one, and he just took my word for it. Then when he caught me in that slate mine with it on, he got Tom with a laser pen. Now I ain't got one, so he went, I know you have, because I've seen you at school with it.
Wow.
And Yarrow, do you remember when he was blowing that kazoo on the bus?
I can't even remember now. I can't remember half of it.
Yarrow was blowing some kazoo on the bus, and Miss Cousins was like, who has got that? And Yarrow went, and then she goes, whoever's got it, stop it now. And Yarrow go, and I don't think he got caught with it.
You've seen him a few times, haven't you, since school?
No, I've seen him once.
No, you've bumped into him.
Yeah, once.
Oh, right.
Sainsbury's at Bradway.
Oh, right.
He collared me, talking to him. Good lad.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Good lad, Yarrow, actually. I used to like having lessons with him. He used to be funny. Most of the stuff that came out of his mouth were absolute shit, but when he told me that you could buy a second-hand Soviet nuclear missile for the same price as a BMW.
We've heard from Willis about in sixth form, you know, when he got phone call home, him and Damien, because they were messing. What do you think of that? Because you were in that class.
Because he skived geography off.
Yeah, you were in that class, weren't you?
Yeah, I was there. They weren't, because he skived it.
What did you think of that?
Well,
and what would teacher have as well?
Carl was sound. I like Carl. I've got a lot of respect for him.
Mm.
I think he was a good bloke. I enjoyed doing geography with him.
Mm.
His political beliefs are a bit extreme left at times, but I think he plays on it a bit. But yeah, no, I really liked his lessons. If I saw him, I'd definitely speak to him.
What about Willis skiving and that, was he?
Well, the spazzers for doing it.
Yeah,
if you're going to skive a lesson, you skive the whole lesson.
Yeah.
Because then at least you can claim you're ill or something.
Yeah, that's stupid.
They turned up, they'd signed in,
and
then I think you had to be there at 9, It's 10:30 or 10 o'clock. Forgot when it was. You got a 20-minute break. Them two decided not to turn up after the 20-minute break. Two friends both don't turn up again. Yeah. Carl says to me, "Where are them two?" I went, I'm not seeing them. They might have gone to the shop or something." Which is actually a bit of a lie because I had seen them because they told me they were going to Skype back. I just didn't really want to grass on them even though it was obvious they were Skyping off. Yeah. And then he went, "Right, I'll give him 5 or 10 minutes." And then he said to me after 5 or 10 minutes, he went, "I reckon they've Skyped off, haven't they?" I said, "Oh, I'm not sure." And then he emailed Meadowhead to grass on to Meadowhead. Wow. But to be fair enough, it was their own fault.
Harsh, innit?
Yeah.
Just for one lesson, just Skyping off for one lesson.
The thing with sixth form...
No, it's their own fault. They shouldn't have called... If they're going to Skype it, they should have Skyped a lot off, to be honest.
But Tom, at the start of sixth form, they were going, "Right, we're going to treat you like adults. It's your choice if you want to turn up. It's your, it's your life. You do what you want and stuff." But yet they treat you like a child. They did it all.
Yeah, but that was at Norton College. They treated you completely differently there.
Oh yeah, no.
They treated you like
I'm talking
adults.
like sixth form in general. Though.
Oh yeah, no.
They were
sixth form too. I pushed my luck in sixth form with messing around, and I'm actually grateful of Fowler for not chucking me out because
Did he nearly chuck you out?
Well, Burdekin wanted me out, but Fowler let me stay, and I'm quite grateful of that because otherwise I probably wouldn't have got into uni when I did and whatever. But yeah.
Okay, I want to talk to you, Tom, about your political views because I want to be able to nail down where you stand on stuff.
On the spectrum.
Yeah, I want to know where.
Political spectrum, narcissistic spectrum.
either spectrum.
Yeah. Can't believe these Coronas on there. Keep getting warm, Liam. Should be chilling him.
Yeah, I know. I've got some in the fridge. Honestly, I've got some in the fridge. I was like, "Can I put some of these in the fridge?" And I had 12, and she was like, "They won't fit." No. So I was like, "I guess I'll just drink the ones that."
That'd be right.
Also, I kept thinking that were a Nintendo Wii in that bottom corner, but it's a router or something.
It does look like a Nintendo Wii, to be fair.
Speaking of that, I remember when Trev and Nimmo brought a Nintendo Wii into school.
Right.
Trev plugged it in geography.
Right, yeah. Did they play it?
Well, no, because it wasn't plugged into a screen, it was plugged into electrics.
Oh, right.
So he just plugged in a game console that he couldn't play?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Okay, right.
Ask him.
Right, okay. So, what do you consider yourself, Tom, in terms of, like, on the spectrum, like...
Well, do
you consider yourself more liberal or conservative?
Conservative.
Okay. I predicted that would be your answer.
Yeah. You've asked me, it's supposed to be confidential, isn't it? But you don't stand outside the polling station and ask who I vote for.
It's not confidential.
No, I mean, you don't say who you vote for, but more just...
Yeah. We're just interested.
Yeah, because you're the...
I'm slightly right of centre, I would consider myself.
Yeah.
And I feel like both me and Dom are probably slightly left of centre.
Mm. If you had to categorise it,
yeah. So I'm pretty curious over, like, someone like Trump. Do you think he's just a bit of a nutcase, or?
To be honest, I don't have a great deal of opinion on American politics, and I don't study it enough to give a valid opinion. I think Trump's pretty funny. I do like it. Like some of the stuff he comes out with is absolute comedy gold.
I won't deny that.
Yeah, but funny.
I'm gonna build a wall.
Yeah, but funny to laugh at him or with him. That's
a bit of both.
Right. Okay.
I mean, I don't know any stats. I can't say whether he's made the country better or worse. Who knows?
I feel pretty confident in saying worse.
No, I've heard it's better, but who knows?
No, they say it's better with... You know what, Obama... We've talked about this already, where statistically, financially, the country was getting better under Obama anyway, and it's continued to rise with Trump, basically, and he's taking credit for the financial gain in America. And people are saying this is Trump's doing, when in fact it was already on a rise from Obama's time in power. So it's almost it's a bit redundant, the point that
it's a bit on the curve now as well, because it's sort of on its way down because of all the tax cuts to the rich.
Yeah, so it's there's some of the, but what other points could you bring up? I mean, you can't exactly put in favour the border control where they're splitting families apart and stuff. I mean,
but I don't know loads about American politics. But when Obama was in anyway, it wasn't like Senate and stuff Republican anyway. So anything he tried to do got blocked. Yeah,
well, for the last 4 years, I believe that is the truth, and I think maybe it's more the final 2 years. So it was completely like Republican for the final 4 years, so he was barely able to do anything. So he did a lot of like executive orders, I think it is, and then did those executive orders, and then there were like people were saying, "Oh, you're not allowed to do that." Like all the Republicans are going, "Oh, you're just trying to bypass us, bypass the Congress, stuff like that." And then like through the entire time that Trump's been in there, he's had only the Republicans in office until this last midterm, like last week. So he's had total control of the entire country, all its branches of government, and they've barely been able to pass anything. Like, they've not been able to kill Medicare, which is pretty ridiculous, because what you're like, I'm assuming you're pro-NHS.
Yeah.
Like, he would be anti-NHS.
They just need to be careful who uses it.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Well, I know apparently people that aren't from this country get bills, but did they pay these bills? In a foreign country, if you're not insured, you've got to pay the bill. In England, it seems like anyone uses it for free.
But
don't forget, it's a national health service, not the rest of the world health service.
But you're saying if someone was like seriously ill, needing because they haven't paid bills, you turn them away. They're like almost dying.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. But when people are going and getting injections and stuff like that, they should be paying for nothing.
No, I get that. I do get where you're
It's like when people moan that they're going to Thailand on holiday and they have to pay for these injections. They should do.
Well, then
it's their choice to go there.
If it's the NHS, how would you suggest to prove that you've paid? Do you see what I'm saying?
I'm not saying whether you should have paid it or not. That's too snobby. I'm saying you should be a citizen.
I think it genuinely
is that, I agree with that.
Yeah, but it genuinely is that. But they give people bills and they don't end up getting paid.
No, but I thought you were saying that if they don't pay the bills, they do not receive.
No, that's not what I said. That's not what I said.
No, I thought you meant that.
Because people from foreign countries that come and work here will have PAYE and national insurance taken off the wage packet.
No,
I'm not saying whether you've paid that or not.
No, that makes more sense.
But it should be for people from this country, not people from the rest of the world.
Well, what do you think of stuff like
health tourism? It's called.
What do you think of stuff like immigration? Because we were talking about this in like the first episode, in that we felt generally that it was used as a scare tactic, like a political scare tactic.
A lot of the time, yeah.
I'm not anti. Well, it is like obviously there's all these posters vote Brexit because Turkey are going to join the EU. But they should be controlled. They should. I'm not anti-immigration. Immigration, like doctors, nurses.
I think actually
like that.
Immigrants have actually paid generally, or not generally, they do pay more in tax than.
Do you know what pays for the NHS?
They
VAT on cigarettes and booze and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the duty on it. That's what pays for the NHS. But they shouldn't like. It's like it's not talked about in the media. It might be in like the Daily Mail and people criticise them for it. But they're telling the truth. The Daily Mail and the Sun aren't the best-selling papers in Britain because they're full of shit.
Yeah.
They're saying the truth. But like there is a lot of deprivation. Like we're lucky we live at this end of Sheffield. If you go on the Northern General Hospital, there's groups of Romanians, groups of that like all Bulgarians and stuff that stand on the street boozing all day and don't work. And where I used to live in Hull for university, it was like that. The groups of Romanians and Pikers and Jippos drinking on the street all day.
I don't know how true that is though. I mean, I've seen
it with my own eyes, though.
Yeah, but I don't know.
They don't work. They just stand there boozing. They get the cans from Lidl.
You might see the odd group or something and then generalise different types of groups.
Yeah, it's stereotype, but
that's what I'm saying. You've seen one, which is fair enough. You could say that about Muslims. You could say, oh yeah, they're Muslim. 9/11, they've bombed that. We shouldn't let Muslims anywhere near us. But
that's Donald Trump that said that.
No, I'm not saying you're saying that. I'm saying that that's a whole generalising and everything, and it's not the same, but it's similar. In fact, you've seen a group of people who might be Romanian, and then because you've seen that, you've then generalised that other Romanians do exactly the same, when it could just be the group.
They don't all do that, I know that. But that's whether you controlled immigration. If some like Romanian family, they want to come be NHS nurses and stuff like that and qualified, fair enough, let them in. But if they're coming for benefits and NHS and health tourism, they need controls on it.
No, I'm not disagreeing. Of course, immigration should be controlled.
Brexit's not anti-immigration. It's controlled immigration.
No, but the thing is,
people would have voted for Brexit because
of this but the whole reason message. A lot of people voted Brexit because of immigration. A lot of them did.
They did. A lot of people did.
Yeah.
And most of them were misled.
And doesn't that prove a point that people are a bit pissed off? It's like Brexit won the vote, it wasn't 10% of retards. 50% of 52%, over 50% of people, whatever, that voted it aren't all idiots. Some are idiots.
No, I know.
But don't get me wrong, these people who vote Remain, they're idiots.
Yeah.
People that say, "Oh yeah, don't vote Brexit because when you go to Spain on holiday, you'll have to pay roaming charges. You'll have to buy a visa." There's idiots who vote Remain, and there's also idiots who voted Leave.
I think
you
more
can't just go one way.
I think more the point is that, like, you can say, like, it is a genuine policy and it is something that needs to be talked about. But I think it's more the weighting of that conversation, because it's a lot easier to scare people about it and then get votes from people.
I think people were scared
who don't really understand the context of it. Because you can talk about immigration for hours and hours and hours on TV, but there's a lot more like social issues that are just as important and maybe more important that just aren't just getting brushed over because people. One, immigration gets views because everyone both understands it and doesn't understand it. Everyone's like, it's something to be afraid of, and it's something you can't touch. It's not something...
Yeah, but not some people that talk about immigration are Little Englanders, but you can't generalise everyone as a Little Englander.
No. A lot of people are. They even say that they believe that they know everything, and they're saying that, if we if we're in the European Union, we don't have control of anything. Anybody can walk into our country and everything. It's not quite as easy as that. Do you know? You know yourself. You're not an idiot. But there's some when you're watching what is it now? You know, the political program,
like Question Time.
Where you see some people in the audience shouting that out, getting right angry, and you're like, it's not that it isn't controlled. It's a lot more, like you said, Liam, it's a lot more complex than that. It's not as simple as we leave the European Union, no immigrants. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just,
it wouldn't be like that because the country needs immigration.
No, of course.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, yeah.
But also, another thing it needs to sort out is unemployment from white trash.
Yeah.
Too many people. It's not, you can't blame them if the government is stupid enough to let them sponge off the system. They're going to, aren't they?
What do you think is the fix for that?
That's
it's a big question, but
the government can't let people starve to death. I'm not promoting that.
Yeah.
But unless they sort of put something in there, these people are always going to claim, like, maybe you should have to work for the council to claim these benefits.
I think
I'm not being like America, it should be $10 worth of food stamps a week, because then people will live in poverty.
Yeah.
But they should make you work for... The council surely can create jobs for people that are unemployed.
I think it's a
matter
matter
they're giving them the money anyway.
I think it's a matter of education, and I think a lot of it comes down to that, because I feel like England isn't as bad as America, because generally England's smaller, but it's a lot easier to educate the mass populace than it is America.
Yes, because there's less subcultures and there's less people.
Yeah, there's a lot of subculture in America.
There's less people that are raised by churches, like there's a lot of churches in America.
Very divided in America.
And there's a lot of churches that teach the wrong things.
It's much easier to be indoctrinated in a place that you don't see like brown people or black people, and it's just a white neighborhood, and then this like black guy comes into you, and I can imagine
because there's places in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
there's nowhere in the middle of nowhere in England.
No, it's like everywhere you can get somewhere. So like I can understand why. That's why Europe is probably a lot more united than America is.
It's like when Hitler ran Germany, the biggest SS people all came from the countryside. Yeah. Because they were easiest to teach. Yeah. They've been taught by the church. They've been to church schools, and they've not really had any. They've not had any political influence from cities, any cultural influence from cities. So the Nazis go into a city. They use a church to teach you something. Next thing, they're proper Nazis. But where they go around in an industrial city, such as somewhere from the Ruhr or a port town, they've all had different political influences. They've read different newspapers. Yeah. They've had different radio, different media. They're harder to indoctrinate because they've learned different people's points of view.
Well, I think because we did history, because we both did history. I think you did it for A level, didn't you?
Yeah.
So
were you in Putz's class?
Yeah. So
you used to sit near me, didn't you?
Yeah. So we have the context of understanding, and I feel like because of that we're harder to manipulate in terms of politically, because I feel like that's what it comes down to, is a lot of stuff that you see in the media and what you're being told is often driven by a political
agenda.
Not to say there's this big scary guy.
No, but they always obviously different newspapers and social media. They have different political ideologies, don't they? Yeah, it's here. Yeah, they have different political ideologies, newspapers and stuff, and obviously the Daily Mail's going to criticise.
I hate that media
has
a
push
political agenda.
But people buy into it. Do you see what it has an influence, doesn't it? You know what I mean?
If you only read one newspaper and that's your main form of information, then
you're not brainwashed, but you tunnel vision to that.
Yeah, you totally tunnel vision.
Yeah, and you read that as facts. You see it's a newspaper fact. You know what I mean? That's how some people see it.
I read various news articles. I read it all online nowadays.
Yeah.
I read Sun, I read Mail, I read Express. I read Times, Guardian. I go for Telegraph. I read broadsheets as well. I also read a lot of other things that are just simply online, such as Lad Bible, but that promotes some absolute garbage.
Yeah. Well, I think as we get older and there's more sort of generations coming up through the internet, we're going to be a lot better at being able to sift through all the bullshit. But there's a lot of absolute just total lies. I don't want to say fake news because I hate that term, but fake news.
Cliche.
But but I saw an American magazine that was just in New York, and it's just on one of those stands, the magazine stands, and it was like
we've been watching Friends or something.
No. So this was the headline for the magazine. It was Kate Middleton takes over as queen or something like that, and it was the genuine article, and they were 100% serious about this was their lead story.
I know you're the interview lead, but would you shag Kate Middleton?
I love my girlfriend very much.
But,
she would hear this.
You're single. You're single.
If I'm single.
But you know that Prince Charles has suddenly wrong bloke. Sorry, Prince William has been fast tracked into king,
right.
And his wife's Kate Middleton.
I don't.
But she's in a hotel room with no clothes on, or you happen to be in a hotel room with no clothes on. You've got a Jaw extra safe on.
There's a lot of hypotheticals going on here.
Would you go in there?
I don't even know.
But you might get done for treason if you get caught.
But I might get done for treason.
Yeah, if you get caught.
Oh yeah.
Well, what are the percentage chances I'll get done for treason?
Paparazzi might be outside.
The room might be bugged as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't risk it.
You wouldn't risk it.
But I'm already naked at this point, aren't I?
Yeah.
But I'd be putting my trousers on, just going, wouldn't risk it.
You won't risk it, but you'd want to.
Thing is, you won't be able to help not tell your mates, would you? Anyway, carry on with story. I've just changed the subject there.
No, I
like this avenue. I want to know more about. Would you? I'm assuming you would.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Dom, would you?
We've
both got girlfriends who both would listen to this.
It's whose idea was this?
Who's Tom's?
Tom. So politically,
it's consensual, by the way. You're not raping her.
Oh,
I assumed it was consensual.
Where's that come from? Oh my god.
She's spread him. She's proper moist.
Oh my god.
Shut up.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What were you about to say, Dom?
Nothing. I was
politically.
God, no. That's threw me off a bit.
It's properly thrown me off that.
Yeah. Do you want to say anything else, Tom?
No. You're supposed to be interviewing me.
I know, we're just interested in your views.
Yeah, you're not coming at it, because I thought you were a lot more conservative than what I think you actually are. Now I understand your opinion a bit more.
Well, no, it's conservative. I'm not an old school conservative Church of England pastor.
Well, I think you're what the new school conservative should be.
Yeah.
Because you're
bit of a cunt.
No, I think you agree on a lot of the good social issues like free healthcare and what did it. I'm assuming you think guns.
Well, I can't afford private healthcare, so I'm not going to go promoting it, am I?
Yeah. What do you think of guns in America?
Oh, the America is ridiculous.
Do you think it should be banned?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
There's no need to have a handgun.
It's ludicrous.
Protect yourself from what? Someone else with a gun. I think like owning a shotgun for sport is fair enough.
But,
Yeah, no, I'm
A
also...
rifle for sports questionable.
Mm.
But obviously in England the only gun you can have for sports is a shotgun anyway, unless you're like a farmer.
And you never need a machine gun.
No, you don't need a machine gun.
Ever.
No.
I know people have semi-automatic rifles, farmers.
It's just mental.
But yeah, there's no...
It's ludicrous. You can go into a gun shop and there's so many ranges of guns. Why? In what planet would you need these guns?
But the only problem, obviously in America there's a lot of accidental deaths with guns, such as people that don't know how to use them properly, kids finding them in their parents' houses.
Right.
But say they did ban guns,
Yeah.
or there's that many out and about, all the gangsters, all the drug dealers, all the criminals, they've already got one. They're always going to get a black market one if they want another one. Cause it's
Well,
you could argue that here, Tom.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a matter of cracking down on it.
But it's not that easy to get your hands on one here. Obviously, a lot of people here do have them.
Yeah.
But there's a lot less than there is. Even if America banned guns, there'd still be a lot more out and about.
And there's not
It'd be legal
really
longer.
gun crime here.
It's all knives at the
isn't.
moment.
It's all knives, yeah.
And to be honest, I think if I was going to get attacked, I'd rather be shot than. If I'm going to die, I'd rather be shot. Cause it'd be
I
I think it's
die
probably
with-
like safer to be stabbed than shot.
You're more likely to survive off a stabbing, I think.
Yeah.
I think
But if
as
you're
long
gonna
as
die
the
first-
knife doesn't come out, you're likely to survive.
If you're
Depending
gonna,
on where it is.
if you're going to die, you'd rather be shot. Be quicker, wouldn't it?
Well, it depends where you're shot. If you're shot like in the liver,
I
and
think
the bullet might get stuck as well, because that could even cause even more problems.
Debating where to die.
Mm.
Whereabouts you want to die.
How would you want to die, Dom?
How would I want to die?
How would you want to die?
What age or just or anything?
No, like how is in. Well, you could be old age, but
Right,
that's the point, isn't it?
I think a genuine answer.
Yeah.
I'd say probably sleeping, thinking just
Thinking about boobs.
no, just sleeping as you normally would, and then you just die. Like you don't know, obviously. You just sleep,
Yeah.
and then that's
just fall
it.
to sleep and never wake up.
Yeah, and that there's no panic. There's no. It's not like cancer, is it? Where you've got months of terminal cancer, where you've got months of building up to it.
Mm.
And
It's- yeah. Whereas you sleep.
it's
you
stressful for your family. and
That's
stuff.
it. It's gone, and you know what I mean. That's.
I feel like we'd all agree on that. What's the worst way to die?
The worst way.
Yeah.
Oh, this is good. I'd say hanging by your bollocks, swinging in front of the London town centre while everybody's watching and taking photos of you until like blood gushes out.
Fucking hell, that was a bad one.
Pretty horrible.
Yeah, that was you went straight to that and all. You even knew what you were talking about.
I was going to say something like run over on your way back from a night out by a taxi or something like that. But with that piss, you wouldn't know.
No, yeah. Probably
But
wouldn't
not
even
nice
know.
for your family, is it?
No.
Yeah, what's the worst way that you can think of?
I don't know.
Falling off a balcony in Maggie.
I bet there's people who fall off. You know when
Yeah,
they're
loads
climbing?
do.
They must.
Loads
Yeah.
do.
They climb from balcony to balcony all the time, don't they?
I think it's got to be a slow one. Can't be too fast. Either. It's
What,
not
torture or something?
Yeah, I
That'd be
mean,
bad. Yeah.
I wouldn't like to get waterboarded.
Yeah.
To death. But I mean, I don't know. You want something that scares you as you do it. I
Good
guess.
ideas would probably be watching like Saw or something, dying at one of them.
Yeah.
Saw films. They'll give you some ideas. Yeah. Have you seen that one in? I can't remember what Saw it was. It might be, Saw 3, where that black guy who killed the he's not the protagonist, but the guy who was locked in the box and everything. Basically, had to go through all these games. At the end, he was the guy who killed his daughter, and all his limbs were twisting on this metal device until they all cracked, and then he eventually died. But you're like limb after limb after limb, just cracking. And
Well, you think about it, at like the start of film, and then like at the start when film was like invented, and like one of the first ones was like a train pulling into station, and the audience watched that, they were like scared by it, they were made jump by it.
What Saw?
No, in the first, like one of the first ever filmed by it's like the Lumiere
I thought you
brothers.
meant Saw.
It's a train coming into station, and the audience back then in early 1900s or 1890, something like that, and they saw this train coming to station. They thought it was coming straight at them, and they were like, oh, and they got all like, they jumped back and like made lots of noise and they were all scared of it. And now 100 years later, you have people with arms going,
Yeah,
getting twisted all the
cracking.
way off. People screaming, having your heads sawed off.
Yeah.
Blood gushing all over the
No, it's
place.
getting better, isn't it?
It's getting better, yeah. Becoming more entertaining.
Do you like horrors, Tom?
I've never been a film person. Like, I've not seen loads of films. Last time I went to the cinema, we were In Between Us too.
Did you like that?
Yeah, it was good. But it just shows out it was a good film, but shows how long ago it was.
Yeah. Is that the last film you've seen?
At the cinema.
What
I've seen a film since.
Yeah.
What's the last rom-com you watched?
Probably Love Actually.
Was this with one of your one night stands?
No, it was in my old lass.
Did she put it on?
To be honest, I've seen it more than once actually. Love Actually.
Hmm.
Probably the only rom-com I've seen.
How about you, Dan?
Actually, I might have seen another rom-com, but I don't think that if it's a one night stand, you don't necessarily put a film on, do you?
Don't know. It depends if you want to see her again.
Yeah.
Depends what film you put on.
Yeah. No.
Human Centipede wouldn't be a very good one.
No. That's not my favourite rom-com.
Yeah, not my
No,
favourite
if you're having a
rom-com.
one night stand, you need to put a
Everybody's
comedy
eating
on.
ass though.
Wait, we're getting.
If you know-
Wait. This is a new segment. Tips from Tom for one night stand.
Well, it's not necessarily one night stand, but if you're on a date and you're watching a film at yours, you need to put a film on that's a comedy that has like maybe the odd sex joke and stuff in it.
Would you look at her and give her eyes?
Yeah,
and
see if
would
they're
you?
laughing at it. Yeah.
And then what would you do if she were laughing at it? Would you move?
Yeah, put your arm around them, whatever.
Is that your?
Don't want to start fingering them straight away. No.
Jesus.
They'll think you're only in it for one reason.
Oh, Jesus. Wondered where it would go.
But yeah, no. If it's like you've got someone around and it's like the first or second time you've seen them, got to be a comedy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because also you can sort of talk through a comedy and you've not lost the plot.
No, I know what you mean. If it's a serious film, and sometimes with Sean, you're like in my ear, I go, just shut up, because I don't want to miss the film. I'm like big on films. I need.
Does she like talk during the film?
No, she don't. No, she don't. I'm saying if she did.
Yeah.
But I'm one of them. If I miss 10 seconds, I'll rewind the 10 seconds.
Oh,
Because I
really?
don't like missing anything. It winds me up.
No,
I hate it. So I'll rewind anything.
When I got with my ex, we watched Hot Fuzz.
Yeah.
Then after that, we watched Bad Education movie.
Yeah. Well, without I ain't seen
That one the first time I seen. That was the second time I seen it
It's
actually.
the Jack Whitehall one, isn't it?
Yeah, good
I've
film.
seen it, though.
He's like a teacher that like he makes out he was a massive lad at school. In his private school, but he was actually the victim.
Yeah.
And then they clock on that he was actually the victim.
It's like Willis, isn't it?
No, he's South Willis. He's a massive lad. When he's organising Willis stores away.
You don't want to get banned from next door, that's why.
I don't want to get banned, you're right.
Well, Tom's tips for one night stands
Mm-hmm.
too. What's the best way to meet girls?
Well, I'm not good at meeting girls, trust me.
You've not done bad, though.
No, I've not done bad, you're right, but like I need to be like quite a lot of pints deep to not care.
So we've got, right, we know he needs to be drunk to meet him.
Or Tinder. To be honest, I prefer going on a Tinder date than trying to pull someone out.
Yeah.
Because if you're on a Tinder date, you know they've chosen to be there,
makes
and you can talk to them and what it's fine, and you know they want to be there. Whereas if you're talking to someone like a bar or a club or something, you're sort of thinking, do they want to be talking to me or am I annoying them?
No, I get what you mean.
Whereas if it's a arranged Tinder date, whether you swipe right and everything or not, that's another question. But yeah.
No, right, so we've got, for Tom, he likes to be pints deep, so drunk.
Are you drunk on the dates?
No.
No.
Because they'll think you're alright. They'll think you're alright knobhead if you turn up pissed, won't they? Because they'll know. 'Cause I'm quite obvious when I'm drunk.
Yeah.
I can drink a lot, but I'm not good at hiding that I've drunk a lot.
And number 2 is to watch comedies with them on the first date. And then finally, how would you leave the encounter? If it's a one night stand, let's say. Or if you want to move forward, the 2 options, what would you do?
Normally it's me texting them back and getting ignored, but so no, sometimes it depends, like different things. Sometimes it's been agreed that it's a one night, and sometimes it's like I've been trying to see him again. Other times it's like not really sure. Not really sure. I think.
Fair enough.
Have you ever been to a strip club, Tom?
Have I?
Yeah.
Yeah, to be honest, I've only been to Spearmint Rider in Sheffield once, and that's the only time I've been. Me and Hudson went, like, when we first turned 18, might have been on Hudson's 18th or around there. English ones are pretty tame, though. I've been to the ones in Maga. That Honey's is the best. It's a bit cheaper.
Why is it the best, though?
Because all the birds are foreign and they're more willing. They're all like
more willing.
They're all from like Russia and Ukraine.
Do you like the Eastern European?
And they give you a longer dance than the English ones down the road in like secret and.
Don't they rob you?
You know that Marco's on In Between Us?
Yeah.
That nightclub. In real life, that's a strip club called Pure. I think it's called Pure. I went in there because I had a voucher for it.
You had a voucher for a strip club?
Yeah.
Is that a voucher for a drink or a voucher for a dance?
A discounted dance.
Yeah, but don't they like rob your car? Not rob your car, but if you pay by card, don't they like keep
I don't take my card to places like
well,
that because I'm not a fucking idiot.
Well, we know someone who has. But...
Yeah, the one in Poland.
Well, don't talk about his name. We'll beep out his name. Just say what happened.
One of our friends, whose name will not be mentioned, but he pinned and entered about 4 times. So
idiot. That is
his own fault.
stupid.
Whereas I spent 100 Polish latte in that one in Krakow, which is give or take 25 quid, probably less than 25 quid actually. That got me a dance and a beer, and then I went outside and threw up because I was too drunk. Not the smell of their fannies or anything.
Oh, we didn't think it was the smell of their fannies.
I was just too drunk and went outside and chundered. Was there, and then I phoned up because was still in there to try and get him to come out. And me was outside. I rung Liam Dawson by accident. I'll go. It was about 3 in the morning in Poland, which is like 2 in the morning in England, and I woke poor old Liam up. And then he texted me like 2 days later and went, "Did you know you rung me last night?" I was like, "No." Funniest thing was it was Valentine's Day night as well.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, so me and the Singletons went and got lap dancers.
What, wouldn't you have had a girlfriend?
Didn't know
Did
he
you
was
not?
single.
Oh. Double check these facts.
I had a girlfriend the week before. Then I went to meet up with her for lunch to explain how I'd actually not bought a Valentine's Day card.
Because you're in strip club.
No. And also to explain that I couldn't do anything Valentine's Day because I was going away. I did actually mention I was going to Poland, but it wasn't there. And she said, we need to talk, don't we, Tom? I said,
sounds like your mum.
I think we do actually, yeah. Anyway, and then she split up with me.
Did you want to split with her, or did she just...
I was kind of thinking the same thing, actually, yeah. I'm not just saying that because I got
No, yeah.
But I did actually tell my mates that you and me before.
Yeah.
I was thinking about ending it.
So it's worked out.
So it worked out well, yeah.
Alright, thank you for that, Tom. I enjoyed that. Okay, so this has been the Currently Untitled podcast with our special guest, Tom. And we won't see you again, but hopefully you'll listen again next time. Thank you.
Thank you for having me on, lads.
Excellent.